friends, Earl of blogbook.com, and Puck the cat, ducking behind the picture there, but he's here. He's kind of taken over his late sister's duties as my official shoulder cat, all 15 pounds of him. Anyway, playing something new for our long play this week. This is Aven Colony, which really, honestly, it's nothing to do with Blake 7, although, it does kind of live up to the name. It does try to kill me at every opportunity, and everyone I try to bring to this benighted planet. This is yet another space colony city builder. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to get down. Okay, bye. Yeah, once I start talking in his ear, he's less keen on sticking around. This is yet another space colony city building type game. Sort of like it's in the same spirit as Surviving Mars, although my experience so far is that it's a lot tougher. So, as you can see, there are a variety of wild situations that you can get yourself into. Just trying to colonize a planet. Now, it's a planet that already has, so far as you know, fairly basic life forms on it, although there may be other things lurking. Now, I am going to back off the difficulty level a bit on this, and make it a little bit easier for myself. Just in the interest of trying to show you as much of the game as possible. We'll go for normal difficulty. And so far I have found, going into a new game, that a farmer is probably the best specialization to have. Alright, Crystal Forest. This is one of several environments that you can start out in. I have played this one before, full disclosure. You start out with a very, very compact colony, but your immediate objectives really have to be to start getting ready for the winter, basically. No bones about it. Setting up for generating food is a gigantic part of this game. You also, it also pays to go ahead and start building greenhouses, because your outdoor farms will shut down in the winter. Oh, alien birds and alien skies. Look at that. Amazing. It's a very pretty game. The graphics are nothing short of amazing. Now, geothermal vents are a good thing to build a geothermal power plant on. Now, here early in the game, before we have started mining anything, we have a very finite amount of resources. And so your early goal is to tap into as many of the necessary resources as you can. And start building out the resources necessary to survive, basically. Now, one feature that's unique to this game that does not exist in Surviving Mars is that periodically there will be a public referendum on your performance as the administrator of this colony. And you can get voted out of office if you're doing an absolutely horrible job of it. So obviously, that is the thing to avoid. Okay. Now, I chose to start the game with these things that can summon resupply pods. There are only 3 of them. Use them wisely, especially early in the game, but you may well need to turn those on and use them. Alright. Because I had to order, I had to call up backup specifically to get enough nanites to build a nanite processor plant. This is an iron mine. This is going to be an iron mine. And one of the things that you do with the iron that you mine is build more nanites. You have to have nanites to keep building stuff. It's an absolute requirement. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my construction drone hub. A lot of these structures will seem awfully familiar if you've been following me playing Surviving Mars. And build a water pump to increase our water production. Okay, we're generating food, and we have food in reserve. We are generating more power than is required. That's a good thing. Alright, we now have a nanite processing plant. And this upgrade to our drone hub should give us 2 drones. Go ahead and build a second water pump. The farms, although, the graphics show them being active, they're pretty much shut down in the winter. That's why you need to be growing stuff in greenhouses. Winter's tough. If you haven't immediately built the vital infrastructure that you absolutely need to have on hand, that first winter will kill you. Well, no, it won't kill you. It'll kill everyone you've brought to this planet. How's that for words of encouragement going into this game? And down here you have your number of nanites. You keep an eye on your power consumption, population, including how happy or unhappy they are, how employed they are, if any of them are sick. Air quality, so far so good. The amount of storage you have left, you will have to continually build onto your storage capacity. One of the next things we are going to have to build is going to be a... It's here under ships and vehicles. Going to need to build an immigration center. Oh, and it is now available to us. Because we have... It's election time. That didn't take long. And that was a spazzy cat. Going to build the pad here. Alright, we survived the winter. I hear those alien birds again. I can't see them. Really nice graphics. It's a very impressive game. Alright, so here is our pad. So... Now, building that pad starts the process of... I'm going to increase the speed.
I think you're on track to win this referendum, but here's the feedback I've compiled from your citizens.
Okay. The... helpful, I don't know if that's your campaign manager or what. That helpful lady will periodically give you feedback on what people are complaining about, which gives you an idea of what you need to do. There is some complaint about air quality, so I've built another intake fan, and as soon as I can, I will...
Your citizens seem happy with your performance, and I think you have a good chance to win this referendum.
Okay, so people are complaining about not having leisure activities, not being able to go shopping. Wow, that's a very 2020 attitude. Gonna recycle that resupply pod. And seem to be hinting to me that winter is going to be a rough one. So I think we're going to install the battery backup for the colony. Okay, I have 83% of the vote. We were unable to find any colonists with substantial complaints. Good. I think that's the best approval rating I've ever had in this game. Okay. Can't acquire workers. Can't acquire workers. Can't acquire workers. Alright. Oh, I don't even have enough workers for the... Well, that's an interesting dilemma. I have no one to fly the ship to bring more colonists. Without more colonists, there's almost no point in building out any further. Yeah, like that iron mine is running at 10% efficiency. There's one lady working there. The same with the Zorium mine, which we haven't even talked about Zorium yet. And this other iron mine. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to temporarily shut this one down. Okay, I won the election. Yay. I still have a job. Alright, so I'm shutting down one of the mines in the hopes that... Oh, good. Alright, so that guy left the mines, and he's now flying the ship, and he's going to go get more folks. That's good news. We need more folks. Now... 86 nanites to build a Zorium generator. But we need to do it. It needs to be done. It's time to burn off another one of these supply pods. I hate to be... burning off the supply pods so early in the game. But it is a necessary thing. Alright, so you have this Zorium generator that's being built. This is another Zorium deposit that I will eventually build a mine over. The reason I very quickly built a geothermal generator here is that if you do not immediately, if you don't build one over the geothermal vents, which let me find a, okay, here's one. Here's a geothermal vent. If you don't build a generator on that, there will be an outgassing event, and it will release toxic gases that could overwhelm your colony. That's bad. That's really bad. So that's obviously that's a thing to be avoided. The Zorium generator is it takes the Zorium that's mined in this mine and just generates a ridiculous amount of power with it. And there it goes. Winter is not to be screwed around with on this planet. As I've repeatedly said, it'll kill you. All right. No, I don't want to recycle the iron mine. Although there's no one working there, and that's really kind of doing a number on my attempts to generate all the nanites that I need. So the nanites that I do have, I just spent a bunch of them to build this habitat. We will have room for quite a few more colonists. And, yeah, because otherwise they're living in, the life support module. Or they're living in the lander that they originally came in. I'm sure they are ready to stretch their legs. Going to go ahead and turn that mine back on so it is available for people to work at, which is terrible grammar, sorry, but it's a place that's available for people to work who arrive on the planet. Now, there are inedible crops that you can harvest. Not a bad idea to get started on those. Not sure why I'm building it now, because it's going to be the dead of winter. Dead being the operative word. Alright, we're generating water, we're generating food, we're not generating enough of either one. You see here it's occasionally flashing red. Adequate water in storage. Could be a lot better. Alright, we already have people doing the mine thing. We're going to upgrade the nanite processor, so we will increase our production. You can actually, there are alien crops that you can harvest, but those are to Broccoli does not grow easily here. Just FYI. It's a very good idea to have a hospital. Alien diseases do crop up in this game, and you have to deal with them. Retail center. Not yet. Unlike some of these people, I don't care if they can shop or not. I'm trying to keep them alive. Let's see. Thing we really need to build is, and here we go again comparing it to Surviving Mars. A research center is absolutely a thing you need to build in this game. We're going to build it there. Storage full. Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to have to build a mini storage depot for now. It's all I have the nanites for, because all the nanites just went toward building this. As you can see, we're not hurting on power generation. We could be doing better in the area of food and water generation. Winter's here, so I really should have been keeping an eye on things a little bit better. Alright, so research. I'm going to start researching how to harvest the local flora. So initially, all your research has to do with food. And that's Alright, I think winter is about to wear off. There's the ship. How many people have we got? We now have 66 people. Oh, all of our housing capacity is used. I bet that's insufficient housing. Okay. That's the next thing we've got to build. And going to build it there. A habitat. A crisis has been detected. Okay, and I think the crisis is we're not generating enough food. So we're actually going to start harvesting the local flora and making food items out of it. So we are actually at half an hour, and I don't want to overstay my welcome. This is a fascinating game. It's it differs from Surviving Mars in a lot of ways. You've got to increase your population in this game to have enough people to do all the things that need to be done. And then you have this whole second tier of employment that comes into it that supports the people who originally came here to do what needs to be done. There are things that will attack your colony. You have to build defense infrastructure. There's exploration to be done. There's a whole different kind of launch pad that you have to build for that. And then you've got missions that you have to keep tabs on. And it'll make you a little bit crazy. It will, it's a lot to keep track of, and in my experience, this game does not ever get to the point, unlike Surviving Mars, where it's kind of this self-sustaining ant farm. You have to keep on top of population growth, making sure people are not starving. Starving is bad. Just FYI, just pointing that out. And you just have to stay on top of it and keep everyone alive. Our research is complete, so once we build a mill, which we'll need more nanites for that, we can start processing these alien plants into something that our colonists can eat without getting sick or dying. So as you can tell, it's a game about adequate food, adequate water, adequate air, adequate storage. You have to stay on top of everything before it becomes a crisis, ideally. So we're going to pause it there. Fascinating game. We're going to come back to it. We're going to add this to our long play rotation. And thank you for watching.